Hey, we're back in North Logan tonight at Green Canyon, where tonight the Wolves take on the Trojans from Morgan. Morgan's a team that's been to 4 of the last 5 3A title games. They've got a rich tradition up there in Morgan, and this year, boy, they're looking good again. They're 3-0. They're scoring 30-odd points per game and only giving up about 9 points per game. Then you've got Green Canyon. They had some injury problems early. They've got a lot of young and inexperienced players, and they're struggling, and you can tell. They're only scoring about a touchdown a game, giving up 26, 27 points per game. Quarterback Jack Stevens has been running for his life as that offensive line. They're trying to get those guys to gel and really, again, just get some experience under those guys' belts. Only one kid on that team, on that line, really, with any experience. Can they slow down the Trojans, who can do it through the air or on the ground? We're going to find out on the Game of the Week coming up next.
Wendy's is saying thanks for making the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger America's #1 bacon cheeseburger by giving you more of what you love. Introducing Wendy's Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Double the beef, double the bacon, and now it comes in a giant meal for $5 with nuggets, fries, and a drink. There's absolutely nothing junior about it, except the price. Get Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger meal before it's gone.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
I had a chance to talk with Coach Craig Ander this week about his team and about tonight's matchup against Morgan. And when I asked about Morgan, he kind of chuckled and he said, man, we are playing another really good team. The preseason, or I should say non-region schedule that Green Canyon is playing is a murderer's row. So far they've played 3 games. Their opponent's combined schedule 7-2. And it shows, as Green Canyon, a lot of inexperience and trying to get some learning on the run going. They've got a big old line, he said about Morgan. He said that lets them do pretty much whatever they want. And he said, our defense has been pretty solid, but it's been the big play they've given up here or there. And he talked about special teams and some mistakes on special teams that have really cost them in games as well. He said, hey, Morgan's got a really aggressive defense. They really get to the ball. They really pursue. We're hoping maybe we can do some misdirection, some rollout type stuff, and take advantage of their aggression and get something going back the other way. Expects them to pass the ball, even though they can run it if they want. And again, he said, that's what you get when you have such a good offensive line like they have. You can do really whatever you want. So he's hoping that Green Canyon can slow down Morgan a little bit and that the offense will start to click a little bit. They've got Dewey Egan back this week. He missed last week with that elbow injury, and that's a real boost for their offense. So we'll see what happens tonight against a very good Morgan team.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings. Our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Rich's Cars and Credit, good guys you can trust. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music, music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Hello and welcome to Green Canyon High School in North Logan, where tonight the Green Canyon Wolves at 0-3 will take on the 3-0 Morgan Trojans. I'm Eric Olson with you on a Friday night, just like I am all season long, every season, for the game of the week on the Valley Channel. The captain's out at midfield exchanging pleasantries and getting ready for the coin toss. When you look at these two teams, it seemed to be teams going in opposite directions. Morgan, they're blowing opponents away, but somehow they're not ranked in 3A. They're 3A North. In 3A, there's 3A North and 3A South. And unbelievably, Morgan is not ranked, even though they're scoring 37 points a game and only giving up 9 points a game. They beat Bear River 37-14, Mountain View 39-7, and Pocatello 35-7. So I would say that they've got it going on. Meanwhile, you've got Green Canyon, who's still trying to find their offense. They lost Caden Stewart, who is going to be really the biggest part of their offense before the season even started in the inter-squad scrimmage with a broken leg and ligaments torn in an ankle, and he's just hoping to be back for baseball season. It was a pretty rough injury. He's with the team, but he's going to lose his whole senior season because of that. It's a tough thing. But they lost 10-3 to Crimson Cliffs. They lost 42-10 to Pleasant Grove, a game we did, and 30-6 to Park City, another game we did. Those opponents are combined 7-2. They're good opponents. But Green Canyon's only scoring 6 points a game. They're giving up 27. They've got a lot of work to do. We've talked about it a lot, about how inexperienced they are, especially along that offensive line. It's not that the players are poor along that offensive line. Don't get it wrong. It's just there's a big difference going from sophomore and JV ball into varsity ball, especially when you've been playing a pretty darn good slate. So Coach Anders hoping that this murderer's row here in the non-region season will help come region time. Morgan's going to get the ball first. Nick Despain, their quarterback, 28 of 40 last week versus Pocatello, 237 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's the guy to watch. And the running back, Gunnar Lish, also somebody to watch. He's their leading rusher. They've done it through the air the last couple of weeks, putting the ball up 30-plus times. And in the opener, they ran the ball quite a bunch against Bear River. Cale Cragen set to kick off for Green Canyon. Green Canyon hoping to get a boost tonight by getting Dewey Egan back. He played against Pleasant Grove. He was a little bit limited. He has an elbow injury, and they just gave him a week off to try to get that healed up a little bit. And Cragen's going to put this one way into the back of the end zone. No return for Morgan as their offense trots onto the field, led by senior quarterback Nick Despain. This is a Morgan team that returns a pile of offensive starters, 7 to be exact, 4 along the offensive line, including Keel, Buckway, Criddle, and McGivern. Despain, the quarterback, Turner and Brown, wide receivers. All returning starters. Coach Ander was complimentary of his defense when we spoke, saying, hey, they've made some good plays, but they've just given up some big plays at inopportune times. Despain in the spread, and he's going to throw on first down right over the middle. He's got a man. Johnson brings him down after about a 6-yard gain. That's Josh Criddle, big number 8. It's going to end up being a 7-yard gain. And Morgan quickly to the line of scrimmage. This time they're going to run. First down and more for Lish. 8 yards and a new set of downs for the Trojans. And you look at that offensive line, there's some big boys up there going against that 3-man front of Green Canyon. Motion to the near side, and Despain looks to the sideline. Gilson adjusts, and now they're going to flip-flop everybody in a little bunch formation to the far side of the formation. Johnson's coming on a blitz. Despain in trouble, down he goes. Will Wheatley is somebody that's been playing well for this defense, a state champion wrestler, and a big sack. A 9-yard loss. Bringing up 2nd and long. Single back, and they're going to hand it. That looks like it might be Salmon. And Salmon picks up a yard. It's going to be 3rd and long. Jet Salmon, good-looking sophomore. He heads to the sideline on 3rd down and a lot. 3rd and 18. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. You've got a halfback on that far side as well. Lish is going to stay in to protect. Despain goes down as he bumps into one of his own linemen, and he's tripped up. Wheatley's the first guy there. It goes as a sack. 2 sacks on the opening possession for the Green Canyon defense. 4th down. Despain had room to escape off to his right side, and he just kind of bumped into one of his own linemen and got tripped up, and down he went. Special teams is a place where Green Canyon's had some miscues. After that good defensive stand, let's see if they can make a special teams play. It's a nice return down the far side, getting near midfield. It looks like Calvin Wallace, number 20. And a pretty good return for field position. Pardon me, that's 28, Eric Oates. 49-yard line is where Green Canyon will start after holding on their first defensive possession. Jack Stevens, the senior quarterback, 59 of 106, 56%, 491 yards, only 8.3 yards per completion, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. He hasn't had a lot of time to throw. Here comes some heat. They throw it quickly to the edge. Positive yardage against this aggressive defense, 6 yards to Cragen. And it's 2nd down. Last time we were here against Pleasant Grove, Stevens would be in his draw, and the defensive ends would beat him there. Here comes everybody. They quickly hit it out to Cragen again, and Cragen is about 1.5 yards shy of the 1st down as he picks up a couple. Third and a short 2. They're going to hand it to Chris Jansen. Chris Jansen bursts forward right at the end, and it looks like he's got a 1st down. He does have a 1st down. So Green Canyon picking up a 1st down on their first set of downs. After the good punt return, they're at the Morgan 41-yard line. No score early in this ball game. Stevens is going to keep. Stevens with a little bit of a seam. And if Green Canyon can pick up 7 yards on 1st down with regularity and get themselves into plus position on 2nd and 3rd, they're going to be successful tonight. Morgan defense with that 3-4 look. Bringing some heat. They go the other way. They ran this play to Cragen one way and it go the other way to Farron, and it loses yardage. And what that does is it sets up somebody to go. Right? You make it look like you're throwing it out there, and instead of blocking, one of those receivers takes off, but they're playing those safeties way back. Christensen trying to turn the corner. Great pursuit. And a nice tackle by Ty Wheeler, catching him before he can turn the corner. A 2-yard loss. Now it's 4th down. 4th and 7. You're at the 38, might as well go for it against a high-scoring offense. 4 wide receivers and Christiansen in the backfield with Stevens. Christiansen's going to leak out. Stevens reverses, gets his feet under him. Man wide open, and he drops it. He had a man running wide open. It was Christiansen inside the 20, and he dropped it. First incomplete pass of the night for Stevens, and that's a big one. He was a little bit behind Christiansen, but he should have caught it. And he is not going to want to watch that one tomorrow. Caden Stewart's down there talking to him on the sideline. So Green Canyon turns it over on downs. They were gashing Morgan early in that possession, and then the Morgan defense bowed up. And now Green Canyon offsides. Stembridge kind of jumped. He wanted to get back. And the first penalty of the game goes on the Wolves. .6:43 to play in the first quarter. No score here in North Logan. Everybody up for the Wolves now. They back some guys out. They're going to bring 4, and they roll Despain out. Despain finds the underneath receiver, cutting to the sideline is Turner. Turner hauls it in. And he picks up 12. First down in Green Canyon territory for the Trojans. Little pitch back to Lish. Lish met in the hole and turned back, but somehow he spins forward and ends up picking close to 5. He looked like he was going to pick up maybe a yard or 2, and he makes a nice move right at the end. As Johnson flew up in there, he kind of spun out of Johnson's direct hit. Johnson kind of had to hang on to drag him down. Criddle goes in motion from right to left. And they're going to give inside to Salmon, and Salmon picks up a yard. It's going to be 3rd down. 3rd and 4. See if Green Canyon brings some pressure after Despain. Despain can run the ball. He's mobile. They're going to have to be careful. They're bringing 4. And they break through off his back foot. Got a man. It's Turner. He hauls it in at the 15-yard line. The defensive back was late getting over. Looked like it might have been the safety, Gibson. Now Gibson's the linebacker. It was the safety. And they give to Lish. Lish bounces it outside, stays alive down near the 5-yard line. It's a 9-yard run. Not much on that play. And it's going to be third and a short 2. More like a yard and a half. Despain rolls near side. Trouble. Down he goes. They got him again. Looked like Gibson took him down. That's 3 sacks for the defense. And an 8-yard loss for Despain. So field goal situation for Morgan as the clock runs down towards 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. No score here at Green Canyon. Morgan with a 32-yarder from the near hash mark. Kicks up, kicks good. Morgan draws first blood. It's 3-0 Trojans, 3:55 to play in the first quarter on the Game of the Week.
Because I know nothing about gardening, but they do, and they're more than happy to coach me through it and tell me what to do, and I'm so excited. My favorite things at Anderson are the flowers and the decorations. I love those, especially at Christmas time.
3:55 to play in the first quarter, 3-0. Morgan leading Green Canyon after the 32-yard field goal by Johnson. A resurgent Mountain Crest team that's looking to go 3-1 tonight. Kick out of the end zone, and Green Canyon will take the field, trailing by a field goal late in the first quarter. Despain's completed 3 passes for 44 yards. He's been sacked 3 times, so he's rushed for -19. Lish's rushed for 22, Salmon's rushed for 3. Stevens in the backfield, going to give to Christian Jansen. Christian Jansen caught in the backfield and spun down. Criddle's there. He's there first, and Christian Jansen loses a yard. Going to give to Christian Jansen again. And again, he runs into Criddle and another defensive lineman. He may have lost another yard. Let's see if they gave him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. It's no gain. So 3rd and long for the Wolves, 3rd and 11. Stevens looks to the sideline. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Christian Jansen in the backfield with Stevens. 4-man rush coming after Stevens. He's got time, and now it runs out. Down he goes. He stood back there for quite a while looking for somebody to come open, and then his time ran out. All the way back to the 9-yard line, a 10-yard loss on the sack for Stevens. Looked like 80 Boston Stewart. Was it Boston Stewart? It looked like 80. It could have been 88. Stembridge, but it was the tight end, and he just got overpowered right into Stevens' lap. Stevens was a little late trying to get out of there. That ball hits the back of Farron. They threw a flag. The ball hit Farron's back. Are they going to say that he was interfering with the catch? I mean, he gave him a couple of steps. It's not like he was right up in his grill. He stopped a yard or two away from him, and then the punt hit him in the back and went clear up to the 30 where it was finally downed. So that'll be interesting if they decide to say that he didn't give him room to catch. And they're going over to talk to Jared Barlow. He's a Morgan alumni, 20-7 in 2 years here at Morgan. They've been in the 3A championship game 4 out of the last 5 years. Won it in 2019. I would say that's a pretty good run. Well, they're doing an awful lot of talking about this one. And they are. They're going to call he interfered with the catch. I don't know that I would agree with that, but it doesn't matter what I agree with. And neither does Coach Anders. He's clear out onto the field talking to the white hat. The guy was 2 yards away from it, and it hit him in the back. It hit the defender in the back. White hat says, hey, I don't know, man. They just assigned these guys to me. It's hard work being a high school official. Ball's up, ball's picked. Egan, who else? Egan looking for a couple of blocks. If he can get to the edge, it's coming back because of a flag, but Green Canyon will retain possession. The flag came on the return on an illegal block back about the 18, so Green Canyon will end up with the ball at about the 9-yard line after the penalty, but Green Canyon's defense, 3 sacks early, and now an interception against Despain, who doesn't throw interceptions. In fact, that's his first pick of the season. He's a 70% pass completion thrower. 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. His first of the season. And Egan pilfers it from him. And it's half the distance to the goal on the penalty. And Green Canyon, that was their 3rd penalty of this first quarter. 1:41 to play in the quarter. 3-0 Morgan, and Green Canyon after the turnover trying to get something going. Christiansen looking for an opening, not much there. Gains a yard. It's a 3-4 defense that Morgan runs. Again, Coach Ander, when we talked earlier this week, he said, man, they are aggressive and they fly to the ball. They have that extra linebacker with that 3-4 defense. They have 3 down linemen and those 2 extra stand-up linebackers. Late pitch to Christiansen, way late, and played really well by Morgan as they ran that to the boundary side. Not a lot of room for Green Canyon to try to spread that one out, and it's a loss of 3 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and long. Green Canyon, 8 rushing plays, minus 6 yards. And they get a break as Salmon steps off sides. He comes up hard, steps off sides. And Green Canyon will pick up 5 yards the easy way, the first penalty on Morgan this evening. Third and 7. Stevens throws it underneath. He's got his man out at the 20-yard line. It's a first down. Pregame. Picks up 10 and a first down. And Green Canyon moves the chains. Stevens been sacked once, 4 out of 5 for 17 yards. fakes the give to Christiansen, rolls out, finds his tight end, and a short gain. Stewart picks up about 3. And that's the end of the quarter. 3-0 Morgan leads Green Canyon. As we go to the second quarter, you're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Old Grist Mill is a sponsor of the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. I got a question for you. Where do you Old Grist Mill? At work? On a hike? Skiing? You do it at the lake? At the ball game? Wherever you go, you can Old Grist Mill. They'll build you a custom sack lunch with a homemade sandwich, drink, and a treat on the go. That's Old Grist Mill, Game of the Week sponsor on the Valley Channel. You know, go get your lunch at Old Grist Mill, bring it home, put it in the fridge, and get outside and work on that fencing project that you've got going on. You know who can help you with that custom fence? They've done lots of huge commercial projects as well as the little home ones. You won't find more experience at the folks at Custom Fence. Schedule your free estimate online. They've got almost 60 years experience, 15 plus states. They know what they're doing. That's Custom Fence, the Game of the Week sponsor. We head to the second quarter, 3-0 Morgan, as the Green Canyon defense has played well here against a high-powered Morgan offense. Green Canyon's offense looking to get something going against a very good Morgan defense. Green Canyon swapping their formation. Play clock down to 3. Stevens gets it off, give it to Christiansen. Looking for a seam, got a little bit of one, ball's on the ground after a 2-yard gain, and a flag came out during the run. I think Morgan may have recovered this. Let's see. There was a flag during the play. Green Canyon's ball, and let's see what the flag is. Green Canyon, one of their linemen saying it's on Morgan. It's a 2-yard gain for Christiansen. Morgan saying they'd stripped it out of there before he was down, and the Stripes disagreed as they continue in their adjudication. Face mask on Morgan. So not only did Morgan not recover a fumble, they get dinged for a face mask. It's a 5-yard variety. Morgan's second penalty of the night. Do they add that to the run, or is it still second down? Well, they're going to call that a first. They call that a first down. Okay. First down. Ball out to the 31-yard line. This started back at the 9. Stevens quickly finds his man Dockery. Dockery picks up 6. Again, Green Canyon staying ahead of the sticks. That's what they're trying to do. Everybody coming up on this play for Morgan. Those linebackers read and filled in a hurry. A yard for Christiansen, 3rd down coming up. They're going to run it on 3rd and short, and Christiansen's going to be close. Boy, it looked like he was stopped in the backfield, and he made somebody miss. And now there's another Green Canyon player on the ground, writhing in pain, and they do not need any more injuries. That's Kepler Bagley, number 57. His helmet's off. One of the Green Canyon lineman's a little bit mad. He's over there talking to the official about, hey, he got his helmet ripped off. Coach Anders over there talking about something too, and so is Coach Stevens. I don't know if you can see him if we got a shot of that middle of the field there. That big, see that big guy right there? Looks like Thor. Yeah. That's Brandon Stevens. He played at Logan High, spent some time in the NFL, and played down at BYU, and he's talking about face masks and such. And they're going to help Bagley off the field. He's putting weight on both of those legs, so hopefully he's going to be okay. Bagley's senior offensive lineman. Joe Rubio, the junior, comes in for him. It's 1st and 10. Fake the give. Stevens with time. Unloads, has a man. Incomplete. The home crowd wants a PI, but when a couple of guys run into each other, it's not automatically PI every time. Stevens' pass goes incomplete. Dockery had to kind of wait for it a little. Dockery had steps. Those defensive backs are turkey necking, as longtime coach Perry Christensen, who's actually on this staff, that's a saying that he would use. They're looking into the backfield at 2nd and 10. And they caught him underneath. Here's a pitch and catch. It's going to be 3rd down and short after the completion to Stewart. Three for 6 on 3rd downs for Green Canyon. This has been a slow, methodical drive, and they hope to keep it going on 3rd and 3. Here comes pressure. Stevens has a man, and he overthrows him. It was a little high, but 2 hands were on that football, and Dallin Hawks couldn't bring it in. It was a little high, but when you can get both hands on the football, you got to make the catch. Hawks, the sophomore, into the ball game. And Green Canyon's going to have to punt. But they've been able to flip the field position if Nagley can get a good punt off here. They took it from the 9 out to the 48. Off the side of Nagley's foot. Oh my goodness. Spoke too soon, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5-yard punt. And that's one of those special teams plays that Coach Ander was mentioning. You just can't have it. You run the ball all the way out from the 9 to about midfield before you stalled, and then you kick it 5 yards. $50 yards of offense for Morgan in the first quarter. 6 on the ground, 44 in the air. 3 sacks took away a lot of that rushing yardage. 3 sacks for -19. Green Canyon comes out there with the football, and the officials say, nah. They'd blown it dead on the forward progress, 5 yards, and 2nd down. Morgan's 3-0. We've talked about the monster schedule Green Canyon has played. Morgan, the teams they've played are a combined 1-6. Oh, big catch by Criddle. And he was hit, but they didn't wrap up. They tried to light him up. And it's a 20-yard reception. Gibson came in there and tried to throw a shoulder into him to bring him down, and that wasn't going to do it against a big target like Criddle. Here's the give to Lish. Lish stops in the hole, starts again, and he picks up 3. They're going to give him forward progress for 4. So Morgan inside the 25-yard line at the Green Canyon 24, leading 3-0 with 8:50 to play in the first half. And looking to extend the lead. Swing out to the sideline. They don't blow the whistle, but the official on the far side says incomplete. Looking back into the sun was Turner, and I have to wonder if maybe he lost that one in the sun. I think that's the first incomplete pass for Despain. It's only his 5th pass. Well, he's sacked 3 times, so it'll be about 8. Here comes some pressure. Despain just has to get rid of it on 3rd and 6. And another good job by the Green Canyon defense. They're putting up a fight against this high-scoring Morgan offense. And it's going to be 4th down and 6. And let's see if they're going to try a field goal from 42. They are. Near hash try for Gavin Turner. We have Bo Johnson listed as kicker, but Gavin Turner is out there. And let's see. Green Canyon needs to be on their toes. He's going to kick it. No way. So the Green Canyon defense holds again, and we stay at 3-0 with 8:32 to play in the first half. Green Canyon's offense will come back out onto the field in that first quarter. Green Canyon offensively, -6 yards on the ground and 20 yards through the air for 14 total yards. It was not an offensive expo, whatever you want to call it, by either team. 64 yards combined offense between the two teams. Well, the officials are gathered at the 20-yard line chatting about something. That's where they spot it after the missed field goal. They bring it back out to the 20. Stevens in the backfield. Looking at that 3-man front, they're rushing forward, going up top. Passes there, and his receiver can't bring it in. Cragen went up for it, but didn't come down with it. Stevens put it in his catch radius, but the Green Canyon receivers have dropped a couple that maybe they'd like to have back, and it's 2nd down. Stevens looking to throw again. Now he's looking just to get out of there. Stevens in trouble. Down he goes. Flag in the secondary. Let's see if it's an offensive PI or a defensive hold as Stevens gets up. One of the things Coach Ander talked to me about this week was it's not just about giving Stevens time. We have to give him space. Space to throw. The quarterback doesn't like having people right around his legs and within a foot of him, and you know, they want to make that little pocket for him, maybe roll him out and give him a little space. Personal foul on Morgan. I mean, that flag was thrown clear back at the 34-yard line. So that's going to be 15 yards and a 1st down. Didn't see what happened. Unless somebody was just coming across the middle and a safety or a linebacker leveled them. Which sometimes as a defensive guy, you'll take that play, right? Somebody's coming across the middle. You knock them off their cleats. You get 15 yards, but they've got to think about it the rest of the game. That's kind of old school. 5 up. Stevens in trouble. Gets rid of it. Too high. Man, he had a receiver out there, but again, we talked about space. He couldn't get his shoulders around. He couldn't set his feet. And so he overthrows the receiver. And there's so many things as you watch this offense that they're just kind of right there, right? That timing and everything else. They're inches away from making a couple of plays and making this a really interesting ball game. It's already pretty interesting. It's only 3-0 against a Morgan team that averages over 30 points a game. Stevens in trouble again, and down he goes. Salmon is there before he can even look. They're running all goes, and they got guys 20 yards down the field, and Stevens is at the back of his drop, and as soon as he stops, the defense is there as well, coming off the edge. Second sack of the night as Stevens takes a 10-yard loss. Third down. And a flag before the play. Is it going to be 5 more yards against Green Canyon? Let's see. My goodness, we've had a few flags here in the first half. 6. Now they're going to pick up the flag. I was talking to a colleague of mine that was telling me about a game a couple of weeks ago where there were 18 accepted penalties in one half. He said that was a long football game. 3-man rush. Flag comes down at the snap. Stevens finds his man, a gain of about 9 as Stewart hauls it in. Let's see what the flag is. This official here on the near sideline just kind of threw it out there onto the ground as the ball was snapped. And it's a procedure penalty against Green Canyon. So it's pre-snap. I think they have a option? Yep, they're going to say decline. So they'll take the 9-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 11. Three catches, 19 yards for Stewart. Stevens is 8 of 13 for 42 yards. He started the game 4 for 4, so he's only 3 of his last 9, and he's taken a couple of sacks. See if Nagley can get a better punt off here. This one's much better than the last one. Ball's muffed, picked up. Returned for a couple yards by Peyton Brooks, the senior wide receiver. And Morgan will start at the 39-yard line, their own 39, leading 3-0 with 6:34 to play in the first half. Next week, the oldest rivalry in the Valley is right here on the Valley Channel, Logan at Skyview. So we'll see the Bobcats for the first time this season, and the Grizzlies for that matter. Despain looking, dumps it off on a little screen. I believe that was Lish, and Lish picks up 9. That was a good sell there by Despain. As he looked back across, and maybe that's part of his read, look back across away from where the screen's set up, and if that's not there, you got that screen underneath. We see if you can influence the defense with your eyes, and the defense able to hold the screen to 9 yards. It's 2nd and 1. Throwaway down for Morgan. Despain in trouble, spins out of it. He's being chased. Throws it away, and it'll be 3rd and 1. They were trying to break Turner free deep downfield, and it was a good job by the defensive backfield. Good pressure up front. Despain wisely just throws it away. 3rd and a yard. Once again, flag has been picked up. Two for 3 on 3rd downs for Morgan. Up under center is Despain as they're just going to run the quick sneak. And they road grader that thing forward for 4 and a first down. Ball in Green Canyon territory as we move toward the 5-minute mark of this first half. 3-0. Morgan, Despain back to throw. Pressure from his right. Looking downfield, has a man. Turner puts on the Jets and can't get there. Five of 9, 73 yards for Despain. And you saw Turner turn on the Jets and get some separation, but Despain just a little bit too much mustard on that hot dog. Mustard, relish. Some onions. Second and 10. You run a little pitch out to Lish. Lish gets to the corner, puts his head down. Gains about 4, it'll be 3rd and 6. 5 carries, 30 yards for Lish. Late pressure coming on Despain. Now he's going to pull it down. He's got room. Sticks the ball out there, picks up a first down. Needed 6, he got 7. So the last 2 third downs, they've called them their quarterback's number of the Trojans, and he's delivered. And this drive stays alive at the Green Canyon 37-yard line. A defensive battle here in the first half, 3-0. Morgan leading Green Canyon. Salmon in motion, they look underneath, has a man down inside the 25 to the 24, 13 yards for Gilson. Despain fitting that one in there as well. That was a nice looking throw. Despain chased out of the pocket, has a man, it's Turner. Turner swung out of bounds by Heyman after a gain of 8. And now you feel some rhythm to that Morgan offense. Lish slips up into the hole and slides down after a gain of a yard. It's going to be 3rd down. Four out of 5 on 3rd downs. Check that, 4 out of 6 on 3rd downs for Morgan. 3rd and 3. 3:10 to play. They're gonna run that sneak again. Somebody's helmet's off. Ball's on the ground, and it's Green Canyon football. I don't know how they saw that ball coming out of there, speaking of the officials, but it came out, and Johnson recovers it, number 7, Peyton Johnson. He's the leader of this defense. That run would have been enough for a first down, but Despain fumbles it. And it stops a scoring opportunity for Morgan. Green Canyon now with 3:05 takes over on the 14-yard line. Field position has not been Green Canyon's friend. Good job by the defensive back to come in and break that one up. Tate Nelson getting in there just as the ball does, swinging his arm through and knocking it free for an incomplete pass as the sun goes down in Cache Valley on a hot day in early September, Labor Day weekend. Stevens In trouble. Down he goes. I kind of wonder if Stevens is, he looked at his read. And if the guy he was looking at was his read, he had a step or two. And he didn't throw it. And when you've been thrown around like Stevens has early this season, sometimes you get a little bit, I don't know, gun shy maybe? Offsides on Morgan. That was an 8-yard loss. Stevens 3 sacks means that he's got minus 21 yards rushing. That makes it 3rd and 12 instead of 3rd and 17, but it stopped the clock. Stevens moves Christiansen around. They're going to pitch it out to Christiansen. He's going to look for a seam, and there's nothing there. That pursuing defense of Morgan just too quick to the edges, and a loss of a yard for Christiansen. And Morgan, I believe, is going to take a timeout. Minus 20 yards rushing for Green Canyon. Now, that comes because of 3 sacks that go against the rushing totals. Morgan doesn't have much better rushing numbers. In fact, they were, I think, close to the negative until that last drive. They have 35 yards rushing, does Morgan, on 16 carries. Green Canyon has 11 actual carries, and they've run the ball 11 times, and then the 3 sacks against Stevens have come on pass plays and not designed runs. But either way, we're going to be back here in a couple of weeks as we watch Green Canyon take on Mountain Crest. Mountain Crest 2-1. They're sitting on top of the region with Logan. Both teams 2-1. Is Mountain Crest back? Are they once again a playa? Well, we're going to find out in a couple of weeks. 4th and 13, and Stevens is in there. I think he's just trying to see if he can get Morgan to jump off sides. And Green Canyon calls a timeout. They've caught Morgan a couple of times trying to come after the quarterback, getting him to jump off sides. In fact, they got him just before that play. And they tried it again, and Morgan was ready for it. But this has been a defensive battle. Green Canyon's given up 27 points a game. They've given up 3 points to an offense that's been averaging 37 points per game. So that's kind of a surprise if you look at it, and a huge confidence booster for Green Canyon defensively. It'll be interesting to see what halftime adjustments are made. Green Canyon has been playing with their backs against the wall most of this half, so it's been an impressive half for their defense. That last possession by Morgan, they had some rhythm going. They had it going, and they turned it over. Morgan's turned it over twice and missed a field goal, and that's been kind of the difference here. 2:14 to play in this first half, and Nagley's on to punt, and they're not coming after it. They're going to try to set up a return. Good kick. There too quick was the gunner. David Lowe was there before the ball. So instead of at the 49, their own 49-yard line, Morgan's going to have that thinking about the Green Canyon 36. And that's where they will start their possession with plenty of time. 2:07 to play and 2 timeouts left. And that's the second interference on Green Canyon. That one was as obvious as the day is long. The first one was questionable. First one was a little tougher call, but that one was easy. Screen coming. It's a little inside flanker screen, and the defense recognizes it and holds it to a yard. Little tunnel screen. Trying to catch that defense with their ears pinned back. Gilson picks up a yard, and that's it. You could see that whole defensive line realize, whoa, hey, and then turn around and go find the receiver, and the linebacker's doing a good job staying at home. 4-man rush. In trouble, down goes Despain. Guess who? Wheatley. His second sack of the night, and there's a Wolf player slow to get up. Three-yard loss for Despain. Fourth sack of the night for the Green Canyon defense. It's Cordell Coates, the junior defensive end, that's down there. They've already lost one player on the offensive line to a leg injury earlier. It was Kepler Bagley that came out hobbled earlier in the ballgame, and I haven't noticed whether he's come back in the ballgame or not. Keep my own stats while calling the game, and sometimes when teams are running a spread and trying to run tempo, it's hard to do much more than write those down. Coates is going to limp off the field. You see how those pants are? They've got those pads that go over your knees, right? So often players now pull them up over their knees like that. You have to have the pads in them. The guys don't like them down over their knees. Thinks it slows them down, and so during games, guys will kind of pull them up over the knee. Not saying that has anything to do with his ding, but he looks like he's walking off okay. 3rd and 12. 3-man rush. Running room, unloading, man in the end zone. Touchdown. Gilson hauls it in, 38 yards on 3rd and 12. They only needed a minute to find the end zone. PAT up and good, and it's 10-0 Morgan with 1:04 left in the first half. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. How do you do hoo-hot? How do you hoo-hot? Lots of meat? Vegetarian? No gluten? Low-carb diet? Doesn't matter. You decide how to hoo-hot. Hoo-hot's open for dine-in, pickup, delivery, whatever you feel like. Come on in, build your own at Who Hot 660 South Main in Logan. Who Hot, a Game of the Week sponsor. Another Game of the Week sponsor that we appreciate and been with us for quite a while is KSM Music. Music is all they do. They don't sell groceries or toys or clothing. Well, unless it's, those cool band T-shirts, which are coming back, by the way, like the old ones from the 70s and 80s, and AC/DC and Kiss and the Stones, all those classic ones. Kids are wearing those these days. Music is all they do. KSM means music. It's in the name. KSM Music. 1:04 to play in the first half. Morgan takes advantage of a penalty on a punt return to start on a short field, and on 3rd down and 12, a 38-yard touchdown throw from Despain to Gilson. They had Despain on the run, And then he was able to get square and fire that thing into the end zone, and Gilson went up and got it. This one's returnable. Christiansen at the 3. Christiansen, near side, tackled at the 16. And brought down by Ty Wheeler. Wheeler, the linebacker, he's one of the starters on that defense. Will stay on the field. 57 seconds to play. Now Green Canyon wants to, they don't want to give the ball back to Morgan. Green Canyon will get the ball to start the second half. They got to be careful here. Morgan still has 2 timeouts left. Give to Christiansen, following a blocker, stays on his feet, picks up a couple. See if Morgan calls a timeout. They don't. Interesting. I thought maybe on a short gain Morgan would call a timeout, but they do not. They end up giving him 3 yards. He's got 11 carries, 4 yards to Christiansen. Clock runs, 25 seconds to play in the half. Christiansen, boy, he had a hole and it closed quick. He got back to the line of scrimmage and that's it. Green Canyon doesn't have to run a play. There's 5 seconds left. See if they do. They do not. So that's the half. Green Canyon's defense plays well. They give up one big play that gashes them for a 38-yard touchdown. And Morgan, high-flying Morgan, leading 10-0 as we head to the half. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Because they have beautiful selections of fresh flowers. They're family owned and been in business for a long time, and they make you feel like part of the family.
Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
At Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, we believe in a very thorough hearing test. Do you hear ringing noises? Does any member of your family have hearing loss? Do you have frequent or severe headaches? Any numbness in your face or fingertips? Do loud sounds hurt your ears? Were you in the military? Have you ever had your hearing tested before?
No, I have not.
Say the word mousetrap. Say the word baseball. Say the word airplane. Say the word cowboy. It also told us if you had a hope, I was able to make the words and you were still able to.
What are all the rest of the...
Okay.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Your password is password, and everything you own is gray, Mike.
I thought you liked Basic, Mike.
That was before I had Wendy's Made to Crave chicken sandwiches. Now I know I can do better than Basic.
Upgrade from Basic with 3 new sandwiches on Wendy's Made to Crave menu. The barbecue chicken sandwich, avocado BLT chicken sandwich, and the sauce and bacon chicken sandwich. At Wendy's, we got you.
I need to take a long drive at exactly the speed limit.
I want to succeed in athletics, but I also want to succeed in school, and I also want to help my family and my community. And so I think through being balanced and juggling all these things, it leads me to fulfill those wants and then be happier because of it.
In order to have a fulfilling and well-rounded life, you have to do a lot of different things.
She goes to her classes and she does her sports.
I don't really know how she does it. She goes there every day, which is like a smile on her face.
I think everyone can have a drive, but it's the people that actually choose to feed this hunger are the people that stand out.
Your hunger to win has to be bigger than anybody else's.
If she sets her mind to it, she's going to accomplish it, and I have no doubt about that. Whether it's she needs to drop 3 seconds on her time, she needs to get a better grade on her math test.
Bill is just one of those people who, whenever I see you do anything, you always have this drive.
There's a drive there that comes from wanting to be everything that her mom set in motion in the first 13 years of her life.
My mom was one of my closest friends, so she had such an immense impact and influence on my life that when she died, my whole world was kind of turned around.
She was heartbroken, as you would imagine. She knew she had all these little ones looking to her. She was only 12 years old, but she became the person who was handling it.
I'm trying my best, I guess. It's been hard. She was such a big part of my life, but I'm doing the best I can.
She's a beautiful runner. It's just amazing to watch her run.
She's a tremendous sister, tremendous daughter, caring soul, remarkably proud of Jillian.
She has so much responsibility in her life. It's also amazing that she does it with such humility and grace.
When you lose your mom and your sister, you realize how precious every day is, and you want to make the most of every day. You sort of set high goals for yourself, and you sort of work to achieve them.
Sheer will and, passion and, but to get themselves there quicker than anybody else, to reach down deep, push through that pain, that both mental pain where you just want to stop, you want to give up, and that physical pain where your legs and your muscles are screaming, and just get yourself there.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings. Our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Rich's Cars and Credit. Good guys you can trust. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. We're back at Green Canyon High School. Eric Olson along with you as we get set for the second half here at Green Canyon. Morgan leading 10-0. It was a 3-0 game for almost the entire first half. And then Morgan on 3rd and long, a 38-yard touchdown pass from Despain to Gilson. Finally gets one of the teams into the end zone and puts Morgan up 10-0. Green Canyon will get the ball to start the second half. We've got some other scores in region play to pass on to you. Mountain Ridge leads Skyview at the half, 6-3. Bonneville leads Mountain Crest 24-0. I think Bonneville's going to be a pretty good team this year. We saw them against Ridgeline. Woods Cross leads Logan 17-0. Box Elder 15-6 over Bear River. And Ridgeline leads Minico 7-6. Lots of yards. Not a lot of scoring in that ball game from what I'm being told. In this one, as we look at the stats for the visiting Morgan Trojans, 32 yards rushing, 133 yards in the air for 165 total yards. They had 115 yards, did Morgan, in the second quarter. For Green Canyon, their offensive woes continue. 17 yards, minus 17 yards rushing in the first half, 42 passing for 25 total yards. They had 14 yards in the first quarter, 11 in the second quarter. Jack Stevens, 8 of 14 for 42 yards. Cragen, 3 catches for 18. Stewart, 3 for 19. Despain was 9 of 13, 133 yards and a touchdown. Gilson, 3 for 52 and the touchdown. Turner, 3 for 45. Criddle, 2 for 27. Morgan getting set to kick off. Green Canyon had some offensive glimmers in that first half, and they were playing with their backs against the wall. They were losing that field position battle the whole first half, and so they had some drives that were going, and they moved the ball out near midfield after starting at their own 9, but as the half went on, the Morgan defense kind of started unlocking that Green Canyon offense. They brought Stevens down for 3 sacks. The minus 21 yards rushing on those 3 sacks is a big reason why they have minus 17 yards rushing. Even without those, they'd only have 11 yards rushing. They go to the ground, and Christiansen gets to the line of scrimmage. I have not noticed is Johnson playing quarterback? It is not Stevens playing quarterback. It's Johnson playing quarterback. Peyton Johnson, their outstanding linebacker. And he's going to look to throw. He's in trouble. Gets around, throws it to the boundary, and it's incomplete. So a new quarterback now for Green Canyon as Johnson is in there. I'm looking for Stevens on the sideline as third down is up here. 4 for 9 on third downs. Stevens was slow to get up after a hit late in that first half. And I don't know if that has anything to do with him not being out there. 4-man rush. Johnson pulls it down. Bails out, picks up positive yards. He needed 10, he got 4. Kind of the same thing that mentioned about Stevens early. It's like he looked like he had somebody that didn't trust the throw. And he started with it and then he pulled it back. And Stevens is standing on the sideline. He's standing next to Coach Ander. So I don't know if they pulled him to try to settle him down, if there's a problem, or if he's dinged. We'll keep an eye on that because he looks okay. He's got his helmet on. High snap. Negley gets up to get it and gets off a decent kick. It goes up to the 48-yard line. It's about a 23-yard punt after that high snap. Morgan takes over in Green Canyon territory. Not much room for Lish. The Green Canyon run defense has been good tonight. A yard for Lish. Lish has 31 yards. He had a run of 8 and a run of 9 and a run of 11 to get most of that yardage. 7 carries, 32. Despain steps up in the pocket, flips it out there, a la Patrick Mahomes. He was really close to the line of scrimmage, but I don't think he was past it, and there's no flag. 12 yards and a first down. That was a nifty little flick. another give, this time to Salmon. He's back to the line of scrimmage, and late flags coming in as guys are hitting each other late out there. There was an offensive lineman for Morgan that kept his block and drove a man into the ground, but who did what and to whom, we're going to see. Personal foul, Morgan. Salmon with no gain. He's got 8 yards on 5 carries. And Morgan with their 5th penalty. As the teams went to the half, 2 of the Green Canyon coaching staff, including the head coach Craig Ander, went out to the officials and did some chewing. One of the coaches was less animated. Ander was not happy. And it was an acrimonious exchange between Ander and the head official. Now they're going to run that little quick screen out there, and Dewey Egan snips it out and hauls the receiver down for a 3-yard loss. There's been some stuff kind of going on in the trenches in this game, and it's gotten a little bit chippy. See what transpires as this one goes on, especially if it turns into a one-sided affair. You know, Green Canyon's just got to be pretty frustrated after an 0-3 start and finding themselves behind again. 3rd and a lot, 3rd and 27. As they roll to Spain out, he's got a man underneath, and he's going to be real close to that first down. In fact, he may have it. They roll him out. There's no one coming off the edge to try to contain the edge. And on 3rd and 27, they pick up 26. Wow. So I imagine they're going to just run that QB sneak that they've been running on 4th and 1. See if they hand it off. Despain fumbled once on a short situation. A lot of noise. And Morgan calls timeout. Well, it was a great job by Despain on 3rd and 27. He rolled to his right. There was nobody there to contain on the edge as that defensive end got pinned down inside. He rolled and kept looking and he could only cover for so long, and he found his man underneath for about a 15-yard gain, and then I believe it was Gilson who caught it, and he ran for another 10, 11 yards. It's going to be 4th and 1. And Morgan has got to feel like they could put the ball game away right now. They lead 10-0, but their defense has been tough. Flags everywhere. Morgan says they've got the first down. The white hat tosses a flag in the backfield. They weren't set. Yeah, and that's the call. So now it's 4th and 6. They snapped it too quick. One of those edge guys wasn't set. The official saw it and tossed the flag in there right at the snap. So now it's 4th and 6. You're in that, again, that no man's land, so you might as well go for it. It's at the 32-yard line. It'd be a 49-yard field goal attempt. And they tried a long one earlier. Came up way short. Turner was actually the kicker on that one. Green Canyon with a lot of guys up. They're bringing heat. And they get there. Ball's thrown incomplete. And the Green Canyon defense with another stop. Wheatley saw Lish trying to sneak out of the backfield, and he just tackled him in the backfield. So he was not an option on the play. And then they brought heat. And Despain just didn't have enough time, and he got rid of it instead of taking the sack and giving up the yards. The Green Canyon, Morgan 0 for 1 on 4th downs. Green Canyon also 0 for 1. Screen coming. And Johnson throws it at the knees of Christiansen. So Johnson started this second half after Stevens went 8 of 14 for 42 yards in that first half. He's on the sideline is Stevens with his helmet on. He was standing with the head coach. Now he's standing on the back line and walking back over to the bench. And he's warming up. A run on 2nd down picks up about 3. Third and 7. So Stevens is staying loose on the sideline. There's been a couple of coaches talking to him. And trainers, so I wonder if he's got a little bit of a ding. Johnson in trouble, steps up, down he goes, another sack. I mean, stop me if you've heard this one before. Green Canyon quarterback getting to the top of his drop and then has to just take off running. Personal foul on Green Canyon, as there's some stuff going on between the Green Canyon offensive line and Morgan's defense. There's a lot of John going on, and that time one of the Green Canyon players shoved a Morgan defender over way after the play. A couple other players wanting to go after somebody, and that's 15 yards. And you can't lose your composure. You're playing such a good game defensively. One thing that's been interesting is we have not heard from Dewey Egan offensively. Coach Ander told me he thought maybe they'd get him back offensively tonight, but he's been playing the whole game on defense. High kick, and everybody gets away. And here's another flag. Another flag as 3 Green Canyon players. We're mixing it up with some Morgan players well away from the ball. Personal foul, Morgan. I told you there's some stuff brewing here tonight. And the guys in the stripes doing their best to stay on top of this. If it keeps going, you might see somebody get tossed out of the game to try to settle some things down. Seven penalties now on Morgan. Hand off to Lish. He's got blockers as he turns the corner, but Green Canyon strings it out for only a short gain. And again, we've got guys yakking at each other as they get off the ground. Pick up about 3. 6:10 to play in a 10-0 ball game in the 3rd quarter. Stembridge catches Lish right at the original line of scrimmage, so a loss of 3 for Lish. And another third down coming up. 4 for 8 on third downs. For Morgan. 0 for 1 on fourth down. It's 3rd and 10. And Morgan has shown that, yeah, they can pick these kind of third downs up. 3-man rush. Despain's going to step forward. Gets it away. He stepped out of pressure. Got it away. Gilson still running. And he's into Green Canyon territory at the 48. 19 yards on 3rd and 10. Five catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown for Gilson. Despain's up to 187 yards and a touchdown. Those crossing patterns are giving Green Canyon some problems. Despain's going to throw again. He's got room as he gets out of there. Tries to hit Turner down the sideline. Turner kind of did a little dig and looked, and then he took off again, and Despain put it on a rope. He had to try to fit it in between the corner and the safety. If he lofts it up too much, then Turner's going to get his head taken off. So he tried to zip it in there. I've been impressed with Despain tonight. I mean, he's hit the deck plenty of times, been taken down plenty of times, but he's got good pocket presence. Just as I say that, he throws that one 5 yards over his receiver's head. But you know what? You can throw a bad one now and again. He's kept plays alive. He's with his feet. He's moved around in the pocket. He's booted to the edge and then gotten his shoulders and feet around and made some nice throws. See if Egan's going to come off the corner on a blitz. Now he backs out of it. 4 men coming. Despain back across the middle, and it's dropped. That's a drop. They had a guy in the middle again. It was Brogan Garrett, and Garrett dropped it. He was running before he was securing the ball. So 4th down. And with 4:35 to play in the 3rd quarter, Green Canyon looks like they'll get another chance offensively. They've already had one game this year where they didn't score a touchdown. That was the first time in 3 years they'd had a game where they didn't score a touchdown. Speaking of Green Canyon, delay a game penalty on Morgan. That's 8 penalties now on the Trojans. They scored a touchdown last week against Park City but missed on the extra point. And their offensive woes have continued tonight. And they're on to their backup quarterback. Again, we don't know if that's because of injury or because they're trying something different. I can't believe that they would pull their senior. Ball's down, and Green Canyon takes over at the 20. And Jack Stevens didn't have a great line tonight. He wasn't horrible, but unless, maybe he's missing some things that they think he should be hitting. Again, he may be kind of dinged up. They had him throwing on the sideline. Now he's got his pads off. It looks like he may have some ice on his shoulder. So I think that's what they were looking at. Pick, no, falls incomplete. Johnson had his man, but a good defensive play as the defender came in and tipped it away, and then it fell incomplete. Now they're not using Egan on offense. I thought maybe they'd use Dewey Egan on offense tonight. He's not out there. That's a backwards pass, and it goes out of bounds. Oh, they bring it back up to the 20-yard line. That looked like a backwards pass. Green Canyon catches a break. Yeah, that's another interesting thing. I thought for sure that here comes Dewey Egan, number 23. Thought for sure that they were going to use him tonight after talking to Coach Ander, but we've yet to call his number offensively, and he was not in the game. Now he's in there, and they're giving him a wide cushion. 5 coming. Johnson's going to step up, nowhere to go, down he goes. I mean, it's just a jailbreak every time. 7-yard loss for Johnson. And Green Canyon's now 4 of 12 on 3rd down. And they have minus 19 yards rushing, 42 passing. So they have 23 total yards. Catch made in Green Canyon territory, and Morgan will once again, it's been a field position game the whole game, and Morgan's always had good field position to start, but they've only put 10 points on the board. Green Canyon defense has hung in there, but how long can you expect them to hang on before they run out of gas? Against a Morgan offense that averages 37 points a game. Spain gets rid of it. Good job by Gilson to spin out of a tackle and pick up 10 yards. Gilson now 107 yards on 6 catches. And Despain on the doorstep of 200 yards passing. Hand to Lish. Lish changes direction. Flag back at the 34-yard line. He picks up 12. Now let's see, 10 where they spot it, but it's probably coming back. Holding on Morgan. That's 9 penalties now on the Trojans. 5 on Green Canyon. 2:51 to play in the 3rd. Morgan pitching the shutout, but only 10 points of their own. 1st down and 20. Give to Salmon. Salmon breaks a couple of tackles, picks up 5 yards. That's his best run of the night. He has 6 carries, 13 yards. Lish with 31, Despain with -7 because of sacks. Despain, a lot of time in the pocket. Crossing pattern. Picks up his receiver. It's Criddle. 10 yards for Criddle. First time we've seen he called his name since the 2nd quarter. Green Canyon, that's what's been hurting him, is that middle of the field. Getting guys coming across, getting guys kind of sitting down in the middle. That's what hurt him against Pleasant Grove. We saw Pleasant Grove really gash him in the center of the field with the pass play. Now they go to the edge, 1st down, as Turner grabs it and steps out of bounds. Short grab, but good enough for a 1st down. quickly to the line, running the play. Gain of a couple. As we approach the 1 minute mark of the third quarter, 10-0 Morgan. Morgan 3-0, one of the top teams in 3A North. And a flag. As Green Canyon line up offsides. Usually, yeah, that's what it is. So it's 2nd and 3 now as Green Canyon with their 6th penalty. Morgan in scoring position. Despain in trouble. Steps out of one, tosses it out of bounds. I've seen him a couple of times now. That kid's watching Patrick Mahomes on Sundays. He's slipping out. He's shoveling passes underhand, flipping passes forward, chucking them out of bounds any way he can. Again, I think he's been impressive tonight. 210 yards and a touchdown. 16 of 24 passing. 3rd and 3. Despain reverses out. Being chased by Wheatley. End zone. Caught. 1st and goal at the 1. And that's what I'm talking about with Despain. He put that right there. 16 yards, 1st and goal. My goodness. Spain's gonna hand it off. Gives it to the big linebacker who's in there now. Ty Wheeler, seen him tonight defensively. They handed it to him and he lost a yard. That's his first carry of the night. And Morgan is going to head to the sideline and let the clock run out on the third quarter. 10-0. Morgan leads as we head to the fourth. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Wendy's is one of our sponsors. You know, it's not really breakfast time, but tomorrow morning you should get in your car. You should drive to the nearest Wendy's. There's multiple locations here in Cache Valley, and you should try their breakfast sandwiches. They're awesome. They're just kind of unlike any other breakfast sandwiches around. They've got all of the stuff that you want. Their chicken sandwiches are great. Their bacon cheeseburgers, are you kidding me? And who can forget the Frosties and their fries? Wendy's, a Game of the Week sponsor. And Palmer Home Furnishings, also one of our sponsors. They are your sectionals leader over there. They usually have a big Labor Day sale. They got that big Labor Day sale going on there at Palmer's Home Furnishings. So now's the time for some of the best deals of the year at Palmer Home Furnishings. Go and visit them. Palmer Home Furnishings, a Game of the Week sponsor. .267 yards total offense for Morgan as we start the fourth quarter. And Green Canyon has -19 plus 42, so about 21 yards total offense. As Morgan trying to put this game away with another touchdown, and there it is. A 2-yard strike from Despain. Turner. Despain's been impressive tonight. Turner with the PAT attempt is good. It's 17-0. Morgan shutting out Green Canyon on the Game of the Week. you finding yourself saying, huh, what, a lot? Maybe not quite hearing what's going on. You know stuff's going on. Too many voices. You can't make it all out. Well, maybe you're having a little bit of problem with your hearing. It's okay. It happens. And choosing a hearing professional is a huge decision. Hearing aids, they aren't prescribed like glasses. So proper hearing aid recommendation and fitting depends on the professional taking care of you. Dr. Paul Daines is a board-certified audiologist. He's at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. And if you're having hearing problems, he's who should be taking care of you. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology and Dr. Paul Daines, Game of the Week sponsors. Rich's Cars and Credit, one of their goals is stress-free shopping for you. It's crazy right now trying to find a car, right? You can find what you want, find what you need at Rich's. You won't lose your shirt down there. You can get financing through your credit union right there without having to run around. That's Rich's Cars and Credit, another one of our game sponsors. All right, we had a penalty on the PAT against Morgan. It's going to back them up 15 yards. That's their 10th penalty of the night. 25, 30, 45, 50, 65, 70, 85, 95 yards worth of penalties for Morgan tonight. On 10 penalties. Green Canyon has 6 penalties. 59 yards worth on those 6 penalties. So Green Canyon should get a chance at a return here as Morgan has to kick from their own 25. And it's a knuckleball. It's going to go to the end zone. And we got stuff going on again. This time teammates grabbed other teammates and chauffeured them off the field before any laundry flew. Turner's been doing the kicking duties tonight for Morgan. Showing a little bit of a leg. Now we mentioned Stevens and Johnson at the start in the second half. Stevens, his pads are off, so he must be dinged up. Johnson hit as he throws a strike to Egan. Egan with the biggest play of the night. 18 yards. Johnson to Egan. Boy, Johnson was whacked. It's the biggest play of the night for the Green Canyon offense. Johnson stood in there until the last possible second and put that on him. Johnson, the senior, backup quarterback, starting linebacker. Tosses another one out. This one's caught. Positive yardage and a late flag. Wonder if they're going to call a late hit, because that's really not that guy's call. And one of the linemen's got to come off because his helmet's off, and he's not happy. Just every play, there's some nonsense going on down in the trenches between these guys. Personal foul, it's on Green Canyon. So after an 8-yard gain, you got a personal foul that erases that. And was it prior to the play, or if it is, it makes it even worse. Here we go, Boo! Yeah, they're going to do it from the original line of scrimmage. 17th accepted penalty of the evening. And Wheatley's going to come off the field. I don't know if that's who they called it on. And Coach Anders pleading his case. So now it's first and many. First and 25. Here's the give to Christiansen. He's looking for the edge. He runs out of real estate after a short gain. Well, he picks up about 4. 15 carries, 11 yards for Christiansen. Bagley went out early in the game with an injury, and he's on the sideline limping around, one of the linemen. Stevens is out with an unknown condition, and now a timeout by Green Canyon with 10:51 remaining in a 17-0 ball game that Morgan is in control of. It's gotten pretty chippy here in the last little bit. Well, it's been chippy the whole game, let's be honest. Minico leads Ridgeline now. 20-13, Ridgeline playing without their best player for the rest of the season. Jackson Olson, the Utah State commit at receiver, broke his collarbone last week. Toward the end of the first half, he had 5 catches and 93 yards and a touchdown in the first half. They'd moved him to receiver, and all he'd done was return kicks, 90-plus yards for touchdowns, run for 90-plus yard touchdowns, and catch everything in sight. But now they lost him for the season, and he was their best offensive player, and they trail Minico, Idaho, 20-13. Logan trails Woods Cross 31-7. Mountain Crest still trailing Bonneville 24-0. Bear River trails Box Elder 24-13. Johnson can't get away. Tries to throw it, not to take a sack, but I think he was down. And it's going to be 4th and 23 as the offensive woes for Green Canyon continue. They just haven't been able to get anything going offensively all season. And now their starting quarterback is on the sideline with an apparent injury. And they've lost a starting offensive lineman to one as well. That bounds out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. 43 of Morgan. It's a 34-yard kick, and Morgan takes over in control, 17-0. 10:04 to play in this ball game. Green Canyon defense is held up impressively against an offense that puts up a lot of points, but we feel some cracks in that dam as this game wears on, and they spend a lot of time out on the field. I think the biggest question remaining in this ball game is, are we going to have a big fight? Because everybody right now on the offensive and defensive lines, it seems like that's all they want to do. Young men. We talk about stat leaders. Lish is the leading rusher for this Morgan team. And Turner, the leading receiver. And he's a big play receiver, averages almost 18 yards a catch. He's got 5 touchdowns coming into this game. Green Canyon offensively, Christiansen, their leader, but only averaging about 3.5 yards per carry. Egan, 11 catches, 161 yards and a touchdown on the season, and that's in limited time. So he's a playmaker, but the quarterback's got to be able to set up and find him. Johnson, who's now playing quarterback for the injured Stevens, had 30 tackles coming into this game. Coates had a couple of sacks. And they only had 5 sacks, did Green Canyon, coming into this game. They got 5 tonight. They've doubled their sack total. See if Morgan keeps putting it in the air, if they start to try to run it a little. They're stacking those receivers. Good grab out there by Gilson. He hauls it in and gains a couple. And you know, it's not it's not up to Morgan to take their foot off the throttle, right? They can continue to work on whatever they want to work on. It's up to the defense to make a stop. And the Green Canyon defense has made a lot of stops tonight. They've done all right. Here's Lish in the backfield, speaking of stops. And he gets spun out of bounds for no gain. He had 31 yards at the half. He's got 5 carries for 2 yards here in this second half. So the run game has not really been there for Morgan, but they've been able to throw the ball around the yard. Looked like a hold in the backfield that they got away with. It doesn't matter as Green Canyon flushes Despain out of the pocket and he runs out of bounds after a short gain. I think these Green Canyon defensively can probably hold their head up tonight. They've played hard again. Coach Ander talked to me this week and he had a lot of praise for his defense. He said we've just given up a big play here and there, but we've been pretty solid as they blow this play dead. Green Canyon wants to take a timeout. They've got 1 left, but we've seen that tonight here, right? We saw right before the half, it's a 3-0 ball game and a 38-yard touchdown with 1 minute and 4 seconds to play in the half makes it a 10-0 ball game instead of 3-0 going into the half. You can only give an offense like Morgan so many tries before they find the end zone, and they found it a couple of times tonight. Somebody's got their backyard fire pit going tonight. Over to the east of us, I can see the smoke. Smell it up in here. Break out the marshmallows. I hope it's a fire pit. If not, somebody's house is on fire. Well, Morgan looking to punt. Turner punts it away, and it's fielded at the 10 by Christiansen. Another thing that Morgan has shown tonight is plenty of speed. If you try to go horizontal on them, good luck. You're not going to be able to turn that corner. You've got to think that Morgan's going to be in the mix in November. Grantsville, the defending champs. But Morgan looks like a complete football team. Johnson rolls to his right. Lots of time looking for Egan, and it's knocked down. Did he drop it or was it knocked away? Egan had 2 steps on his man and lots of room to run, and the ball doesn't even get past the line of scrimmage. And we got guys going after other guys again. Johnson's 1 of 6 in this game. 4-man rush. Johnson fires it high and incomplete. Third down. 4 of 14 on third down for Green Canyon. It's 3rd and 10. Another 4-man rush. Johnson getting out of there. Throwing across his body, and he one-hops it. Incomplete. Johnson hits the deck late. And the receiver back there yakking at the defensive back. They've all got a lot to say to each other. There's not much to say when you're down 17-0. Nagley on to punt and a flag and a delay of game on Green Canyon. So that's going to push Nagley back into his end zone. And yet another penalty in this ball game. 18 penalties to be precise. 18 that have been accepted. Nagley's getting plenty of work tonight. And that one takes a Morgan bounce. Finally goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line, a 25-yard kick. .8:45 left in a 17-0 ball game. Morgan really in control of this game. It was a 3-0 game for most of the first half. And with 1:04 to play in the first half, Morgan struck with a 38-yard touchdown pass from Despain to Gilson that made it 10-0 at the half. One more touchdown's been put on the board since then, and Morgan looking for more. .4 yards on that completion. It's only his second completion of this fourth quarter. He's 19 of 27, 232 yards, a couple of touchdowns and a pick. It seems like 4 days ago that he threw that interception. Underneath, he's got Criddle. Criddle runs over a man, runs over two, and makes his way down to the 16-yard line. 15 yards on the first down. Now look at this formation. Flag comes out, probably an ineligible formation if they didn't have enough guys up on the line of scrimmage. Let's see. It's good for about 8 yards, but when you're in a run, stuff like that, yeah, and it's just an illegal formation there. That's the 19th penalty of the ballgame. And 100 yards worth of penalties for Morgan. First and 15. Underneath, down to the 15-yard line. They're going to say he's down at the 14-yard line. 8 yards. Turner. .255 yards passing. Here you go, back corner. Egan was half a step behind Turner. And Despain put it out to the pylon. A little bit too far for Turner to get there. Third and 7. 7 of 13 on third downs for Morgan. Fake to give. Despain with Wheatley chasing. And he just has to throw it away. And Despain has seen plenty of 55 tonight. See if they kick a field goal, if they go for it on 4th and 7 at the 14-yard line. Despain had already taken his helmet off, headed for the bench. Now they're sending him back out. 6:54 to play. 17-0 Morgan. Oh, he's got him. Dewey Egan's there to break it up. He had Turner. Turner on that little wheel route turned the corner, and Despain had him. Egan closed late, but closed quickly and knocked it away. And Green Canyon takes over, trailing 17-0 with 6:49 to play in the ball game. A lot of throwing the ball and a lot of penalties in this one. That's why we're still going. Morgan's got some backups in there now on defense. Johnson throws it out here to the near side. Cragen with the grab, 7 yards. 4 catches, 25 yards for Cragen. 2 of 9 for Johnson. And 25 yards. If you're just joining us, it was a defensive battle. 10-0 at the half. Morgan scored with 1 minute and 4 seconds left to play before the half. It was 3-0 for a long time, and they made it 10-0 at the half. Jack Stevens, the starting quarterback for Green Canyon, out on the sideline with an apparent injury. There's been a lot of extracurricular stuff going on in this game, and 19 accepted penalties, and then Green Canyon runs that play backwards. Tried that little swing out there, and they ended up losing 3 yards. Johnson in trouble, unloads it, looking for Egan. There's 2 guys there, and they run into each other. And that pretty much is the offensive night in one play for Green Canyon. Dockery and Egan were both in the same spot and ran into each other, and instead of 1st and 10 at the 45, the ball falls incomplete, and Green Canyon's punting. It's been a tough opening 4 games for Green Canyon offensively. Just have not been able to get anything open or anything going. And now injuries are starting to pile up. Lish is going to let this one go. He takes it on the hop. Reverses field. Picks up a block, but then Stembridge tracks him down from the backside. I think that might have been the best punt of the night for Nagley, 37 yards. So what it ended up after the tackle. Despain's still in the ballgame with 5:34 to play. And a 17-0 lead for Morgan. He's going to hand it off. Salmon, 5 yards on 1st down. 18 yards on 7 carries. Going to hand it off again. Salmon's going to get a first down, and he's still running. Turns the corner, slips out of a tackle. He's down to the 30-yard line. 23 yards. That pops him up to 41 yards on 8 carries. And Morgan now running the clock a little bit. They lead 17-0 with under 4.5 to play. And they're on the Green Canyon 30-yard line. They're going to hand it off again. Lish, another good pickup. He's going to pick up 9 as now they're gashing the defense. Second and 2. Next week we're at Skyview, the longest running rivalry in Cache Valley. Logan and Skyview. They turn and hand to Lish. Lish turns the corner, picks up 3 and a first down and runs out of bounds. 45 yards now on 13 carries for Lish. Logan and Skyview last I heard both behind in their ball games. See if we can find an update for you. I think it might be a tough year for Region 11. Ridgeline's lost some key players to injury. I mean, they've lost their best offensive player and their 2 top receivers for the season, injury, and Criddle and Olson. Green Canyon, we've talked about their issues, and injuries as well. Logan and Mountain Crest are both 2-1, but on their way to 2-2 tonight. And Skyview's off to a slow start as well. Now we're under 3 minutes. Mountain Ridge leads Skyview in the 4th quarter, 13-3. Ridgeline comes from behind to beat Minico, 21-20. So Ridgeline moves to 2-2. Lish still on his feet, they're ripping at the ball, and he moves the ball down into goal-to-go territory. And that Bonneville Mountain Crest game's a final, 27-0. Bonneville beats Mountain Crest. Box Elder beats Bear River, and here's another touchdown as Lish gets into the end zone to put the cherry on top of this one for Morgan. Be interested to hear what happened in that Ridgeline game. Well, it looks like 4 minutes to go in that game. Ripstein with a 10-yard run and a 2-point conversion for Ridgeline, and they win that game. Playing a freshman quarterback in Nate Daly. Daly moves to 2-1 as a quarterback, as a freshman out there. PAT is good, 24-0 our score, 1:50 to play. You're watching the game of the week on the Valley Channel. Well, we're into harvest time, even though Mother Nature says that it's still July 23rd. It is harvest time, and if you're wondering what to do and wondering what to do with your garden and how to best handle things there, maybe get it ready for the winter or even prep for things for next spring, then Anderson Seed and Garden, they're the place to go. They're in the historical district there on Center Street, a huge selection of everything you're going to need. They're known as much for their info as they are for their seeds. Anderson Seed and Garden, everything for your gardening needs. Aspen Dental, another one of our sponsors. Their goal is for you to feel completely comfortable in their office. Come on in. Find out what personalized dentistry means at Aspen Dental, a Game of the Week sponsor. Well, one plus is that they put a lot of backups in, and guys quit trying to fight on every play. We haven't had a penalty in a minute. 19 penalties in this game between the two teams. This one's returnable, taken at the 1 yard line. And returned out to about the 28. Eric Oates returns that out to the 28 yard line. Oh, they're going to spot it at the 29. With 1:44 left, one more chance for the Green Canyon offense to try to put some points on the board and avoid the shutout. They had one game earlier this year where they didn't score a touchdown. Here we go, boys! First time in 3 years. And I don't remember the last time they've been shut out. Greg Ander teams just don't get shut out. Christensen, 3 yards on the give. 14 yards for Christensen. Minus 12 yards rushing on the night as a team for Green Canyon. A lot of that because of sacks. I mean, almost all of it because of sacks. 64 yards passing. Going to give it to Chris Jansen again. This time he's into the secondary. 15 yards for Chris Jansen. Now he's up to 29 yards rushing. Give him some more. They haven't even moved the sticks. He's got 4 more. Now Johnson's going to keep it. He's going to get a yard. Well, now they're in positive yardage. They've got 4 yards rushing as Green Canyon. His last couple of runs have gotten them into positive territory. 20 seconds to play. 3rd and 5. Johnson looking to throw. Under pressure, unloads, finds Egan. Egan's got a first down. The clock stops with 9 seconds to play. 21 yards. Egan, 2 catches, 39 yards. So with 8 seconds on the clock, Green Canyon trying to put it in the end zone. It'd be a cosmetic score, but this offense with the problems that they've had needs everything, right? They need every bit of confidence boost that they can get. I'm watching Jack Stevens walking around out there, and he's really not, as he walks, he's not swinging his right arm. He's holding that right arm against his body. We saw him with some of the training staff earlier. He didn't start the second half. He took a hit right at the end of the first half. He was slow to get up. He tried to throw the ball a couple times on the sideline, and then they said, nope, you're done. So he may have dinged his shoulder. Johnson in trouble, gets away, unloads to the end zone, and that's it. Ball game. Oh, we got a flag. We got a flag, but I think it's going to be on Green Canyon. They're going to pick it up, and that's the ball game. 24-0. Morgan takes care of Green Canyon. Morgan moves to 4-0. Green Canyon to 0-4. Next week, Logan at Skyview. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Valley Channel.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings. Our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Rich's Cars and Credit. Good guys you can trust. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.